Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the rabbit hole. My name's Connie.
I'm B.
This week we have a listener request
Our first one.
from Tori in Texas. So thank you, Tori. Before we get to that, though, we really appreciate everyone's support and hope that you subscribe to the Instagram, Connie and V. We put a lot of fun stuff on there, little facts that you may not see on the podcast, but we'll elaborate on, or even put pictures that go with what happened in the episode. And you can also, on the Instagram, you can tell us what you want to hear.
Yeah. Comment, post, subscribe, follow, all of the things.
All the things, all of the above. So, from Tori in Texas, she sent a YouTube video that says, some chimps are putting grass in their ears for no particular reason. And it is the butt news on YouTube. Apparently, at a wildlife preserve in Zambia, a bunch of chimps observed one of their caretakers, a human, cleaning out their ear with a piece of grass. And so they basically started kind of doing the same thing. They would walk around with pieces of grass hanging out of their ear. And then what's even better is they grew tired of having the pieces of grass in their ears. So then they decided to put grass in their ass.
But hanging out, hanging out of their ass like a tail, right?
Yeah, like just stuffing it in their butt, right? Like a troll is hanging out of their butt, you know? So this got me thinking, do all animals copy other animals? Do they have a fashion sense? Are there other reasons that they might do stuff like this? Like, what do you think, V?
So the first time that you sent me this, my immediate thought was I know that we love wearing cheetah print. Would cheetahs ever wear human print? What would you look like?
Well, I think we know what that would look like. You know, you could probably order something special off of Amazon.
So, like, I'm pretty sure we use a generic a cheetah print, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
I wonder what would their generic version of human print be? Would it be freckly skin? Would it be pure white skin? Would it be darker, more melanin skin? Would it be a more rare spotted skin?
Mm. I think it would be bare chest, hairy skin. You know, someone who's got some serious chest hair going, you know, maybe what do they call that? A little happy trail or whatever.
That sounds terrible. Very. That does not sound like cute.
I know you're like, "Eh."
So what I do know is that similar to how we get pretty and we get like all like makeup and stuff, like makeup is our natural, like our not natural way of mating, and that is a fashion trend. But people, animals like peacocks just have them naturally.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. They just look amazing. Like peacocks, parrots,
There are other animals like there are some sort of I think they're snails, the ones that change their shell.
hermit crabs.
Hermit crabs, nuts.
Yeah.
But hermit crabs are consistently changing their shell. I don't know if there's like fashion trends or if there are like interest rates in their homes, and are there times that they have to like really like stay into that house? It's too small before they like move up. So would that be a fashion trend or is that like a housing trend?
So I do actually know that the reason they move out of their little hermit crab hut is because they're growing and need a bigger hut. So, you know, a bigger shell. They'd be lucky if they found a really cool looking one, but I think it's honestly which one is going to fit.
I will say that according to AI, animals do not have human style fashion, but they do show social trends, self decoration, and functional outer appearances. And I will say, I don't know, maybe it's wrong.
So I do have a couple of examples that could be trends of fashion.
Okay.
Honestly, though, like chimpanzees, like they're similar to us and where they're like, oh, look at that. Like, and they can think about it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I do have a counter off a counter.
Counter offer. Give me your offer. What do you? What do you got? 25, 50?
Okay. According to AI's response, they don't have a human fashion because, those social trends are functional. Wouldn't you say that survival is a functional trend and survival adapts with time and around time? So something that could have been a survival mechanism. And isn't that what fashion trends are anyway? They're just like our way of being the superior mate.
I can totally see that. When I was in the military, we started off with the OD green. I think most people would probably know it as, like, the 1980s, 90s green camo, right? And then when we deployed to well, not myself, but when people deployed to Desert Storm in the 90s, they had a sort of desert camo, and then when I deployed in the 2000s, we had a slightly different desert camo, and then when everybody got back from deployment, then they changed it to this really cool looking digitized, like
I love
grayish
that one.
looking I know, and I was just like, and I was getting out really soon, so I didn't get any, and I was, like, jealous. I was like, "Oh, I didn't get the cool digitized stuff," like,
And that one is pretty cool. I never understood how that was real camo, but okay.
I think the thought was it blends better into the environment. I don't know. I'm not sure of any truth to that. I'd have to do a separate deep dive on that.
That's our next time.
Like, does camo really work? How does
It
it
does.
blend?
I've seen those videos of, like, everybody, like, taking a shot, and then the person that's in camo can't be seen
Oh
because
my
they
gosh,
just
because
look
'cause they're
like
in
a floating
camo.
hand. Yeah.
My brother is really good at camouflaging himself. He has, like, a ghillie suit, right? It looks like a pile of grass.
Mhm.
I remember, like, bringing the kids over to his house to go trick or treat, and he's got this, like, ghillie suit on, and
Oh
he's,
my
like,
god.
hiding in the yard.
That's terrible, your poor kids.
They love it, though. My kids love
Mm.
being scared. Yeah, they love a good haunted corn maze, it's amazing. So, yeah, I concur. I can see how camouflage could turn into a fashion trend. I get it. Back to social trends,
Yes.
first of all. So we talked about the chimpanzees. Orcas, okay, they had a temporary fad, and it went viral across multiple pods, if you will.
Stop.
Yep, for a single summer before completely going out of styles. In the 1980s, 1987, a group of killer whales off the northwestern coast of North America briefly donned salmon hats, carrying dead fish on their heads for weeks.
For weeks.
For weeks. So there was a I you know how they tag orcas so that they can track them, right?
Yes.
So a male orca known as J27 or blackberry. Right. You're gonna be Z29. Like, it makes me wonder, like, how many orcas have they tagged, like, that were in J27?
Right.
Anyway, he was photographed in Puget Sound wearing a salmon on his head, and many observers declared that the trend had returned, I guess.
Wait, please share your screen.
So here's a picture of the orca, and it's very small, but the salmon is on his head.
Sure that was a fashion trend and not also, like, a survival thing.
So I guess like I was saying, in 1987, they observed killer whales doing it, right? With, our friend Blackberry, J27. And then in 2019, they are observed again doing it. They think that the pods
Mhm.
actually have some of the same whales as before. I'm not sure how long does a whale live? I gotta ask this to Gemini real
My
quick. Like,
guess would
how
be,
long?
like, 20 some years.
Lifespan of orca varies in the wild. Okay, so they could live like 50 to 90 years. That is crazy. Well, anyway, so it happened in 1987, happened again 2019, and they think that it might have some of the pod members from 87. But again, it happened and then they stopped as fast as they started it, right? So it only lasted a couple weeks.
These killer whales are like, "Back in my day, we used to have salmons in our head."
Right. They did also say that there may have been a shortage of food in the region,
Okay.
and them having a salmon on their head may have been signaling other orcas, "Hey, like, we know where the food is, like, there's food over here." So, was it really fashion, or is it them saying, like, "I know you're all starving, let's here, we have food." So, what do you think?
Um,
You're gonna go with the food, right?
I'm gonna go with food. Always go with
Yeah,
the food.
yeah. I just think it's so funny though, like, they're all, like, wearing dead fish on their head.
I can't believe that. I think it's really a funky thing, and, you know, I really didn't even consider that animals might have fashion senses, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that thought did not cross my head. I thought it was hilarious when you texted that to me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, you're right."
So, the 3rd example, vultures.
Okay.
Apparently, they will deliberately stain their feathers with iron-rich mud, so that'll act as, like, a status symbol, like, the more vibrant the color, the more dominant the bird is, and the higher possibility that they'll be able to attract a mate.
Okay, the you said the higher?
So, like, the more vibrant the color, it kinda marks them as being a more dominant and powerful bird, and
Okay,
then the higher likelihood that they will find a mate.
okay, yep.
That could actually be fashionable. If you're, like, trying to find a mate, like, "I'm gonna wear my red lipstick today instead of my nude lipstick," right?
Yeah, yeah, that's a fair point. Trying to change things up a little bit.
Yep, make it a little spicy, you know? Get some of that, more richly iron red color. And then, kind of like you were talking about with the natural PPE and camouflage, there is a ton of crab sea creatures, right? They'll, like, camouflage themselves with, like, a I love how they say this, that the caddisfly larvae knit themselves an underwater sleeping bag suit of armor using silk, pebbles, and sand. So, a lot of these, sea urchins wear hats made of shells, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Animals are so creative.
Yeah. Sponger dolphins. That's gotta I mean, maybe just a different kinda dolphin. I've never thought of there being different kinds of dolphins.
I, also did not. I always thought about different types of crab, but never different types of dolphins.
They're Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins in Shark Bay, Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, just a different kind. Bottlenose, though, like we would think, right? Yeah, so the sponger dolphin wear a marine sponge over their beaks like a padded work glove to safely poke around sharp rocks for food. That's pretty smart. I mean, dolphins are very intelligent, though.
Yeah, they are, they are. I heard that they could talk to us.
Yeah, I don't know that we can understand them. And then sloths and limpets, they grow algae on themselves as a built-in camo jacket. Ugh, that's so
Oh,
gross.
wow, that's pretty nifty.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and it says the limpet, they use the algae as a portable edible garden wig. Okay. So you make the camo, you eat it later, you get kinda hungry. And then elephants slather themselves in a mud suit, acts as sunscreen, bug spray, cools them off.
I love the pattern question. But again, it goes back to, is it survival or is it fashion?
Well, this is definitely survival, right?
Well, I think that they could be the same.
Kind of how I was like, "Oh, I want the digitized uniform too." The 3rd category is domesticated dependence, which would be human intervention, and this is where I think most of this lies because chimpanzees, really smart, right? The whales, I don't know, they're probably smart too, they live a long time, but I think that was more of like with the salmon hats was more of, "Hey, we got food here." And then the vulture to attract a mate, probably fashion. But everybody else, most animals do not like to be dressed up. I mean, you see people dressing up their dogs. This is purely for our satisfaction, right?
You mean they don't like their cute little hoodies and jackets and sunglasses? Is that what you're telling me?
Very rarely. I do recall seeing a TikTok video of a golden retriever that would bring his fairy wings over to his parent to have them put them on. Like, this dog loved to have those dang wings on.
Oh my god.
But that is an anomaly. Dogs, they don't view clothing the way we do. While some may benefit because, like, maybe we put a sweater on our dog in the winter, they generally don't like to have clothing on them. It's restrictive. For some dogs, it might disorient them. It could be a barrier to their natural canine communication.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And then elephants, these poor elephants. So, the festival costumes for elephants,
Yeah.
from what I was reading, they are super heavy. I mean, they're really pretty. And while we think they're gorgeous, they actually can cause physical harm and distress to the elephants.
So I think our answer to this one is no, but my answer is yes because I still think
That camo could be
yeah,
fashionable.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
do think that. Those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, and I just think it was fun just to look up all this silly stuff. Like, I had no idea about the orcas, so you learn something new every day.
I was really impressed about the orcas. That was something J27, adorable.
Blackberry. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I love J27. I think that that's a pretty cool thing. I really enjoyed this one, and I love the part about the monkeys, or the chimpanzees with that, and I don't know, I think that we learned a lot today about these animals and whether or not they are oh my god, you're pulling up the orca.
I know, I'm like, how do you catalog orcas? Like, numerically? And I wonder, like, is there that many where we're into the J's and beyond? Like,
I think so.
ooh, alphanumeric naming system. So, resident communities often designated by a community letter like J, K, or L for South, Southern residents, followed by a sequential number representing the order they were cataloged or born into that pool. And then there's the Biggs transient orcas, so ones that I'm guessing travel far,
Okay.
tracked via matrilineal genealogy, where an offspring inherits a variation of the mother's ID, such as T65, and its firstborn T65A. Well, where'd the T come from? Oh, T means transient. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Oh, stop. That's what that means? What does the J mean?
Well, so JK and L, they live in this, like, in the southern
Okay.
parts. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then I think the T ones are just they just kind of go all over the place. At least that's what I'm saying. If again, you guys keep liking, sharing, comment on our Instagram. If you have any corrections or things like, are you a whale expert? Like, let us know. I would love to hear.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love a wheel expert to tell us that we're wrong and that
Yes.
they
Yeah.
are
So
fashion choices.
Connie, CONNIEANDVEE on the Insta. We would love to have you there.
Love it.
All right. Well, everybody stay curious and we'll see you next
Oh
week.
my gosh, yes, thank you for everything. Bye, everyone. See ya.